few things we can definitely do better. We had a lot of turnovers that not only didn't give us a chance to score, but also led to the other end in the fast breaks. Some of our biggest struggles in the first half, especially, was not controlling the defensive boards, which gave them a lot of second shot opportunities. And then we also slowed the game down by fouling a lot. They spent a lot of time on the free throw line with high efficiency shots, and that also slowed us down. So those are definitely things we can do better.
Coach, with Shea being one of the more dynamic drivers and more pressure guys in the league, we see a lot of teams really dropping it. So, what sort of extra dynamic of a weapon does Hartenstein allow for the Thunder to have just as a guy in sort of that pocket with those floaters?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like they have a very complementary relationship because uh, Gilgis Alexander, one of the elite guys in creating paint touches, and in order to take away those, defenses have to resort to either most of the time putting two guys on him, and then you have a guy in Hardenstein who's kind of his outlet valve, who not only finishes with a high percentage with his floater, but also is able to distribute it to the open shooters. And if you don't account for him, he's going to do damage on the offensive boards. And that's how good teams are built, on these interactions of the players that complement each other.
Coach talk about last game here and not really getting going, but wanting to get him going this game with the outlook of the double big lineups that that he's able to put out there, which made him struggle. How would you factor in how these past couple of days trying to get him going for today's game as well?
I mean, Jaren's played the whole season at an all NBA level, and that's what we come to expect from him. He's anchored our defense, where he's been great all season. Offensively, he's a dual threat. I mean, he's the guy is a walking mismatch. That's why teams throw two guys at him, and he's been making those passes out of the post. But he can also step to the outside and beat guys from there. It's overall a very interesting matchup, and all he needs to do is be himself. He's been doing it for us the whole season, and that's what we need also in the playoffs.
If you look at, the last game, we talked about how John Morant went out, he played in the first quarter. OKC went on that run. When you assess that situation, is the answer as simple as playing John more or just executing better when he's not in the game?
I mean, if it were that simple, we would just play him 48 minutes and there would be no diminishing returns. But he's also human and he needs a little bit of rest, and we need to figure out what to do in those minutes, or rather, we need to be better in those minutes. And definitely starts with the coaching staff and myself, and putting guys in better spots and putting the ball in the guy's hands, who can create advantages for us. But again, like the first quarter, I had this intuition. Sometimes it's wrong after the games. It's good to watch the game, but we actually created a lot of quality looks early in the game that we didn't convert, and that can sometimes then drive you to believe that you need to be doing something else. But we need to stick the course, play with our identity, and that's the solution.
When you look back at your turnovers from game one, how many were maybe self-inflicted versus turnovers that you can sort of live with that the defense maybe created?
I mean, I don't look at it like that. I just look at more the like conditions that we had in those situations. So first of all was the slow pace that was caused by their offensive rebounding and us fouling. And then when we got to the offensive end, a lot of times we were playing out of spacings that weren't optimal. And when you do that against a team of this level, with the level of point of attack defenders they have, but also the off ball activity, the shifts and the stunts of these players, and their work rate, it's going to be very difficult to even deliver that pass on time and on target. So there's several things that go into it, and they're all things that we have been working on and keep working on between the games.
You mentioned their point of attack defenders. When you've got guys like Dort and Wallace and Cruz, so how do you sort of prepare for the amount of pressure they can put on the ball?
Well, it's we have also those guys in practice. We have Scotty Pippen. We have had Jalen Wells, throughout the season apply tremendous ball pressure also in practice, and that has helped our guys also, and it's been one of our biggest strengths too. And we just gotta flip it over and also use that against them, because always there's two sides to each coin. So you can use that pressure either against yourself or against the other team, and that's what we need to do and adjust to the pace of the game.
You mentioned Scotty. Kind of, what about his traits stand out to you that makes him such a high level defender despite his size?
Well, the motor first and foremost. He's been playing very high minutes lately, and still he's picking up full court. He's denying the best playmakers in the other team, and he has tremendous set of hands also that he's able to kind of put his hand in a cookie jar and get some steals. And overall, he's a very disruptive defender and excels in on-ball situations, and is very good complementary player. That's really taken a lot of steps forward and has become a key rotation player for us.
You mentioned sticking with the team identity multiple times. With the changes and everything that's happened this year and some of the adjustments you've made, what does that look like at this point this season? What is the team's identity?
Well, it's still the exact same things. We need to play faster than the other team before the defense gets set. So even though Thunder had the best transition defense in the whole league this season, it's still giving up more points in transition on average than in the half court. So we must continue to do that. Then offensively, generate the best possible shot through the interactions and through also trust in each other, that when we have a guy open, we're gonna hit that guy, and that guy's gonna make a good decision, and then have a very high work rate, which means that when the shot goes up, we do not anticipate that that's the shot is going in, but rather we are already starting the next phase, which is looking for that loose ball or the rebound, or then setting up our defense. And that's, you can invert that to the defense. So you want to play with numbers defensively. That means you want to have five guys back as many possessions as possible. You obviously need the help of your offense for that, because you don't want to be turning the ball over. You need multiple efforts from guys to make sure you get to the shooters in every single situation, and then you need to clean up the board. So to be consistent, they are the same three things in both ends.